in the past, this club really hasn't got a good rep for how players have managed themselves in games and attitude, and now the current manager is kind of turning things around. He's making it more, you know, I wouldn't say friendly, but it's just making it a better place to be around. The players are more respectful, they're more together, there's more of a family feel, and everybody's just more united than in the past, and it's looking much better than it was previously.
My name's Drew Tyler, I'm the first team manager at Cuffley FC. We're a grassroots football club. We've got 22 youth teams and we've got 3 senior teams, a first team, reserves and a Sunday team. I think like any football club, that's where you try and find your sort of group of friends and your family. I've been playing here for about 10 years now. Came here just after I finished university. Played here probably for about 6 years straight before I moved away for a couple of years. Came back and now the time was right to try and sort of take on a different role within the club, and now I'm first team manager.
Supporting it, and the space there is on this side or there for Nick. But if you are starting inside, if you are in here, then it allows Max to do that. Yeah.
I think every football club is important for the community, and it's something that we're trying to work on here as a club. As I said, we've got 22 youth teams. What we're trying to do now is make sure that those players that are in the youth teams are coming through and getting into the senior teams in the club and staying here and staying involved. There was a point where I think the club were considering whether or not having a first team was valuable. We managed to convince them that it still was, and it still had a place, and that we could do something positive and create an extra level of positivity throughout the club from the first team and bring everything a little bit closer together. We want the youth team players to know who the first team players are, and at the same time we want the first team players to show an interest in the youth teams. Ideally we'd like to have first team players coaching some of the youth teams, and that's something that we've started to introduce. We're doing coach education with the coaches to try and bring people up to a different level to improve the standard of what we're doing for the players. The most important thing really at this level is commitment, and we want players who want to be involved, not just on a Saturday afternoon, but also around everything else that we're trying to do. So we've got a comedy night on tonight, and we've got 3 players inside building a stage for the comedy night. We've got people who are putting on the bar and making sure that the clubhouse is available for us to do things like that. But on a football level, obviously we want to increase the standard of what we're doing, and we're trying to make sure that we play football the right way, and we develop good young technical players. And even if that's kids who are coming through from the under 17s, under 18s, or other young players that we've worked with elsewhere, we want to provide a good standard of football that people are going to want to watch, and that players will want to be involved in this team. What we're trying to do is create more sense of belonging really for the players. When it gets cold and when it gets wet, we want players to still be desperate to turn up and play football. And I think one of the ways that we can do that is by putting on these things where everyone gets together, works together to put on these events. The comedy club will hopefully bring in a little bit of money for the club that buys our tracksuits, buys a little bit of training kit, all those kind of things that just create a bigger sense of belonging to the club. A massive part of every community. We are proud of the fact that we're a grassroots club. We cater for players of all levels and all abilities. We don't charge a lot of money for players to be here. We want to provide the right atmosphere for young kids to come in and start playing football, continue playing football, and then hopefully as they get older then go into senior football as well. Football's a thing I look forward to from Monday or Sunday even up until Saturday afternoon, it takes up probably 80% of what I think about. I work in football full time anyway, but even just playing on a Saturday afternoon, that's what the whole week builds up to it. Yeah, as well as being the first team manager, I'm still holding on to my my time as a player as well. So I'm still involved as a player, and I'm not quite ready to give that bit up yet.